What's up, lads? You're with Budgetmonk and welcome to a new video here. I'm playing as the nation of Spain. As you can see, it's 1624 and we are the world's leading great power here. Pretty standard stuff, a little bit weak in the New World in terms of my own territory, but that's okay because we have a personal union over France, Austria, Great Britain and Portugal, but also a vassal of the Netherlands. Great Britain and Austria are a little bit pissed off, but it's because we only PU'd them recently. Their liberty desires under control, which is good. And speaking of being weak in the New World, that doesn't include my subjects. So upon integrating our subjects like France, which is 65% of the way, we're going to inherit their colonies, and in that sense, dominating the New World as well. Feels good, man. So pretty standard stuff here, nothing special, except just kidding, because we started as the nation of Navarra. So this video is going to be a strategy on how to flawlessly and consistently actually break out from your isolated little landlocked region here as Navarra. And I hope you guys enjoy. Alrighty lads, so we're going to get straight into things here. What I recommend is trying to grab a royal marriage with France immediately, and what you're going to find is that if you have a Diplo reputation available from the beginning of the game, you can combine that with initially in the beginning of the game insulting one of his rivals, scornfully insulting one of his rivals, and it's important to do that before you call diet, which will spend your prestige, and therefore you won't be able to do that. By combining those two tactics, you're going to be able to actually grab a royal marriage with France before unpausing the game. Now this isn't guaranteed, but it is preferable, and the reason is because France may actually accumulate too many relationships and therefore make it that much more difficult to actually acquire that relation yourself. So in regards to diplomacy, you're going to find almost always that Castile is obtainable as an ally, and the reason is because he wants to actually diplo-vassalize you. So he can start neutral defensive, which means you can ally him very easily, or hostile in the beginning of the game, but he typically will flip defensive after some time. The reason that Castile is defensive very often is because he's actually trying to diplo-vassalize you. I do recommend trying to grab him as an ally, however, don't tread on France's toes, because France is actually going to be more difficult to obtain, but more valuable to obtain, as he's going to be the one to help us against England. Now, with that being said, ideally you can grab them both. In my case, France didn't hate Castile, or alternatively, you can potentially wait and accept the Castilian alliance upon having already obtained France, but there is some RNG involved with this. Otherwise, the basic things that you're going to want to be doing is improving relations with France after obtaining that royal marriage and actually fabricating on England. So, put quite simply, the tactic is to actually fabricate England, ally France, and call France in and offer him land, whilst obtaining the south of France for yourself to actually complete your mission and give you access to the seas. But of course, the issue is the surrender of Maine event. If England surrenders Maine to France before you can actually declare war on him, then this is inconsequential because it's going to result in a truce between France and England, and it means that you just have time to ally France and then call him in as soon as the 5-year truce is up, having the same result. So to reiterate, if this event doesn't go off, then we're good, because we ally France, we call him in, and we offer him land against England. If the event goes off, resulting in the surrender of Maine and a truce between France and England, same effect. So the issue that we're actually concerned about is the surrender of Maine resulting in an offensive war on England's behalf into France, where France is quickly going to occupy those provinces in the south of France. This strategy is going to resolve this issue and make all three scenarios consistent. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. If you guys want to desperately just cut straight to the chase and the action, that one final moment, skip to the end of this episode, but I just want to declare for anybody who doesn't understand, Navarra has amazing potential as a one province miner, and the reason is because that when the king of Aragon in the beginning of the game, King Alphonse, who is also elderly. When he passes away, you have the ability to actually gain restoration of the Union CB over Aragon. This will give you 25 years of a CB, which can result in essentially Diplo-annexing all of Aragon and Naples in one fell swoop. But if that is not enough, they also have missions upon owning all of Gascony in southern France to actually have the same CB against France, hence resulting in a PU against him, which you saw in the introduction of this episode. And then finally, upon forming Spain, assuming that you annex some of the Castilian and Granadian land, you will actually get the Spanish missions, i.e. the ability to PU Portugal, England and Austria, just like I showed you in the introduction of this episode. All of that is not RNG based, but essentially skill based and having just generally a good campaign, and it will occur with quite some consistency. So having the potential to actually PU Aragon, Naples, Portugal, Austria, France and England all in one campaign, Navarra actually has the highest potential of all one province miners and quite frankly most nations in the entire game. So this strategy is going to help you basically get off on the right foot. But if you guys do want more extensive content and advice on how to handle the war against Aragon, for example, as you will be on a timer, you're going to be a small nation and they're going to be much more powerful than you, and the CB only lasts 25 years. And then maybe I can do a follow-up to this video of some of the other strategies involved in my game and how I pulled it off here, but I think this is the most significant thing that's about to go down now as England and France have broken out in war. So let me know how you guys feel about that, and who knows, I might do an edited down sort of series here over the course of my campaign if that's something that you guys wish to see. Before I move on from that subject, I will give two massive tips in my opinion, and that's basically stack modifiers like your capital bonus, your edict, burgers modifier to actually reduce development cost in your capital city, Navarra. And I do highly recommend developing Navarra into oblivion. Like, try to reach at least 30 development. This is going to give you many different factors like economy, force limit, and actually help you stay on top of Aragon and Naples in terms of Liberty Desire when combined with other things like expanding. Your Diplo points should be your most precious points in the beginning of the game, and I highly recommend going Influence Ideas. Influence gives you the reduced Diplo annexation cost reduction by 25%, and it's going to be quite painful actually integrating all of these PUs throughout the course of the game. But also that Diplo reputation is going to actually allow you to keep the Liberty Desire under control, for example. And I highly recommend focusing Diplo points, like I said, because you will be trying to complete that idea group. If you fall behind your subjects in Diplo tech, then that also affects their Liberty Desire, so just keep that in mind. So as you guys can see, I can actually ally France at this stage, and don't worry, this is actually easily obtainable if you increase your force limit up, especially if you have the reputation advisor. We've got that royal marriage, we insulted his rival, and we're now improving relations. I'm only about 50 out of 100 relations improved, and I'm able to ally him, so you guys will be able to do the same thing. But as you can see, the war has already broken out, and it's time to actually kind of resolve this issue. Now, it's important not to ally France, and I haven't allied France even though I'm capable of doing that, and the reason is of course because he's going to call us to arms, but he's already obtained that occupation, as you can see, and regardless, separate piecing under this scenario to take that province in the south of France would actually cost a significant amount of war score that we won't be able to obtain ourselves. Although this is almost entirely done in one take, guys, I'm going to make a cut here because it's going to become overwhelmingly apparent as I just look at the modifiers. The tactic is in fact enforce peace on England. Now, keep in mind that England is the attacker, and this is a very unique state of affairs here with the surrender of Maine, so you can actually enforce peace on England despite the fact that he consistently gets wrecked by France. You're going to want to manage those modifiers because you do want him to actually accept the enforced peace, which is going to result essentially in a white peace between him and France. But at the same time, he needs to be losing enough and having enough sort of lack of enthusiasm that he will accept it. He can't, however, be getting crushed over 25% war score, else you cannot actually hit confirm. So you're going to want to manage those modifiers and look at the most appropriate time to actually do this, but it seems to work the vast majority of the time. We just essentially gave him an out, created a white peace between the two. They now have a truce between each other, and France is none the wiser. This is the stage that we're going to ally him and then call him in to an offensive war after 5 years. And of course, being the leader, giving him the land, his cores, building favors with him, and having a free victory essentially against the English with France on our side. I know that I haven't uploaded in over 2 months, guys, and I just want you guys to know that I've been working on this video for a while, and that is not my intention. It's just that I've been struggling to manage my time lately. I've been actually streaming like crazy, and with that being said, the link in the description is down below if you guys don't know that, and you do want to come hang out with me as I attempt the most ambitious thing that I have ever done myself personally, which is a one culture with the one culture of Rome. This patch is extremely difficult, and I'm struggling like crazy. I've done many restarts, but that is the end of this video, guys. I just hope that you guys understand the significance of this one move. It's going to really set this campaign off on the right foot, regardless of what actually happens. And yeah, in fact, if this video gets a lot of overwhelming support and you guys do show that enthusiasm, I will consider making sort of an episodic series here as Navarra to show you other tactics on how to continuously do well. But typically, those videos never do as well as the first one. Either way, that's it, guys. This has been Budgetmonk. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time in another video.